Okay, what's up YouTube? This is Caesar here from Metro Z Gaming, and I'm coming at you today with my, if you can't tell already, Naturia deck profile. Before I get started, I have to say, Naturias are, or Naturia, however you want to pronounce it, they're a very fun deck. I've had so much fun with them. Granted, I don't win many duels with them. I mean, I do win some, don't get me wrong. But I don't win, like, they're not competitive. They're not extreme competitive. Like, I try to make them to the best of my ability. And they fare, they hold their own. But you can't expect to win a tournament with them, which is a shame because all the Hidden Arsenal decks are generally really fun to play. But they just don't have that competitive potential. I mean, Gishkis do, I know Gishkis do, and Gustos do too, which I will do my Gusto deck profile later on. But I personally favor the Hidden Arsenal decks over other decks because they're just so much fun. So anyway, I'm going to get started with this, and keep in mind that this is my own unique build, so I added a little bit of stuff that I like to add. So don't expect this to look like everybody else's because I like to keep things a bit unique for me. Anyway, so we're going to get started with 1, 2, 3 cliffs. He's basically the main searcher. Gets destroyed. Special summon a level 4 lower Naturia monster. So yeah. 2 bamboo shoots. I prefer to not run 1 because 1 I may not see him, and 3 he can be a dead draw and a nuisance. So 2 is perfect for this deck in my opinion. A man-eater bug, like I said, it's for fun. It's not exactly competitive, and man-eater bug actually throws a lot of people off for surprise. You'll set it, they'll think you'll have a cliff. Man-eater bug, they weren't expecting that now, were they? I have 1 horn needle. Basically, what he does is if your opponent special summons, which is crazy in this game, you can send a Naturia that you control besides Horn Needle on the field to the graveyard and destroy the special summon monster. It's good when you need it, but that's why I only have 1. So yeah. 1 Beast King Barbaros. This card is amazing because Naturias, they can swarm. Or, like, the way I build the deck specifically is they can hold their own, build up a field, and then you can drop this guy down and people just clear your opponent's field. And sometimes I get lucky and I can just wipe out their whole field, or sometimes I get unlucky and he gets like bottomless or something, and you know, what are you gonna do? 1 giant rat. The reason I only play 1 giant rat is because I don't really need him as much since I have 3 cliffs. I mean, Giant Rat is more generic because it just says Earth instead of Naturia monster, and I do have other Earth monsters besides Naturia, but I prefer to stay with 1. 2 pumpkins. Normal summon him, special summon another Naturia in your hand. Great for exceeding and synchroing. Really amazing. 1 Naturia stag beetle. He is good. He can special summon if your opponent activates a trap, or actually any card effect. I'm sorry, any card effect. When he attacks, then you can select a Naturia in your graveyard and special summon it. So that's pretty good. I only use 1 of him because he's level 6. So unless I have Pumpkin to special summon him again, or to special summon him, then he's kind of a dead, and I kind of like to avoid that. 1-0 Gardner, great card. I actually really love this card. It's a great defensive card. It's like a Wabaku basically, but in monster form. Level 4 in case you need to exceed with him, like in dangerous situations. But yeah, I got triple Fruit Fly, Naturia Fruit Fly. He's amazing. If you can get 3 of them on the field, your opponent is going to lose a lot of attack and defense on their monsters. And once their monster's defense is 0, you can just take control of that monster and use it as you want. Granted, it goes back at the end phase, but if you like tribute it or synchro with it or whatever, then you know, it's a pretty good effect. I actually play triple mosquito. Though I'm thinking of taking a mosquito out because it is quite a nuisance to have like 3 of him in my hand and I can't really use them. I mean, and his effect doesn't apply for him himself. Though I believe, if I read this card right, I believe that he's like a marauding captain, that if you have 2 of him on the field, that your opponent can't select either one. I believe it. I'm not sure. If anyone wants to correct me on that or confirm with me, please do, because I haven't really found a way to confirm or anything. 1 stink bug. He is great. He's a level 3 tuner, and his effect is amazing. Basically like another Wabahoo, kind of. 1 Naturia Cosmo Beat. Also a great card. Your opponent normal summons or sets. Special summon him. Great defensive card, and he's a level 2 tuner. I play 1 Violet Witch, because the majority of my deck, or like the Naturia specifically, are plants. So, you know, it's nice to get them back from my deck to my hand. Helps me make some certain plays. Clock Resonator. Really very good techie card, because, you know, when he's in defense position, they have to attack him twice to get over him. And he's a level 3 tuner. Level 3 tuners are always welcome here. Naturia Maron. Maron is actually a really great card. I actually like it, but 1 is good enough for me. Basically, if you don't know what his effect does, you can send... He's like a Foolish Burial for Naturias, and then once per turn you can target 2 Naturias in your graveyard, shuffle them both into the deck, and draw a card. So, kind of a mini Pot of Avarice. Really good, really good. 2 Dragonfly. Dragonfly can actually be a beater in this deck, because he just gains 200 attack for each Naturia in the graveyard, and once his attack reaches 2,000, he can't be destroyed by battle, technically, because he can't be destroyed by monsters with 2,000 or more attack. So, another great defensive card, especially against like decks with heavy beatdown. Dandelion, we all know what Dandelion does, he's amazing. Gigaplant, really a need for this deck, because he can special summon the insects on the plants like crazy. DD Warrior Lady, because she's DD Warrior Lady, she's awesome. Butterfly. Butterfly is another great defensive card, and it's a level 3 tuner. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard to negate one of your opponent's monsters' attack. So, really great defensive card. Beans is another great defensive card, and your opponent takes 500 damage each time it's selected as an attack target, and it has to be attacked twice to be destroyed. Really good, really great. Combo Beans with Mosquito, and you got some serious damage going on there. Lone Fire Blossom, for obvious reasons. Granmole, because it's Granmole. Tulip, I really only use Tulip for its tuner abilities, because it's a level 2 tuner. I really don't use it for its effect at all. Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. Another great defensive card, because if a card you can special summon him. Kind of a little bit like a Cyber Dragon, but not exactly with that effect. And you got Mantis, the one that stops normal summoning. This card probably annoys the hell out of people. I only have 1, but I would probably replace a Mosquito and add a second one of him. So, yeah, but, you know, you work with what you have. 1 Barkian's Bark. I don't really... I'll explain later. Barkian's Bark basically stops spells while... Or trap cards, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm failing today. Trap cards while you control a Naturia monster, but I only play 1 for a reason. Burden of the Mighty, because another great defensive card. I'm a very defensive player. I like to play on the defense. Miracle Fertilizer to bring back my plants. A single MST. Leo Drake's main for when I want to make heavy plays and run-throughs. A Mind Control. Lightning Vortex. I teched in Compulsory Escape Device, and I gotta say, this card is great, especially when I have Pumpkin on the field, because I can get that Pumpkin back in my hand and just normal summon and then special summon all over again, whereas my opponent just took a -1, depending on the card, of course, that just went back in their hand and they gotta go through all the hassle of summoning again and everything. So, this card actually is really good in certain situations. Dimensional Prison. I teched in Scrap Iron Scarecrow. A good defensive card, and not many people are expecting it these days, so you can really throw them off guard. Sakuretsu Armor, Exterior's Fang, 2 Sakuretsu Armors, and a Negate Attack. Now, the reason I don't play a heavy or more MSTs or anything is because what's really the point of running back row hate when I have bamboo shoot for that? I know bamboo shoot isn't exactly the strongest on his own. It's not like I have safe zone or anything to really protect him. But, you know, I have my ways of working the deck, so. And for the extra deck, this is kind of improvised because, well, for one, I don't exactly have the synchros, the Naturia synchros. I don't have Barkin, I don't have Beast. Kind of too out of my range to get, I guess. I don't know, I just don't. There's not really an excuse. I just straight up don't. Oops. He shouldn't be there. He should. Okay, anyway. So yeah, Gotchi. Number 17, Leviathan Dragon. Number 30, Acid Golem. Wind up Zenmains. I love Zenmains. I love this card. He's easy to get over, but I just really love this card. Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. This card is actually really good. He's basically another mosquito for me. That's basically his effect, is that he's a mosquito. Any damage you would take involving this card, your opponent would take instead. Any detachment material, and it won't be destroyed. Soul of Silver Mountain. This card is actually really good in Earth decks. Like, I'm using this with my Naturias. Great card, like, seriously. And I also use it, I'm going to use it with my Madolches. Really nice card. I actually really like it. So that's it for rank 3s. For rank 4s, I got Excalibur for when I really want to make heavy plays. The Butterfly. Fairy King, whatever this guy's name is. He's actually really good too. Though, if you're tag dueling and your partner doesn't have Earth, you gotta take that into consideration. I kind of learned it the hard way, but yeah, I like this card. I really appreciate this card because it's helped me a lot, actually. It really has. And for the synchros, Catastor, Uruquizas, 2 Landois. There's actually been instances where I got 2 of them out. I mean, there's not really a point to it, but it's a nice card to have. It's the only one of the Naturia synchros that I do have. Blackwing Dragon for, you know, those situations. And Red Dragon Archfiend for beating the heck out of my opponent. So, yeah, that's my Naturia deck profile. Maybe I'll make a separate video, talking about the combos, the different plays that I made, you know. And, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you, just leave a comment if you want to, you know, rate my deck, tell me how it is, give me recommendations. I'm always open for recommendations. And so, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.